Question is, why is that? Dillian Whyte joins us live on the show. Dillian, always good to have you on board. Good afternoon. What's happened to the fight?
Oh, the fight just collapsed. It's just collapsed. There's been no communication in the fight. Obviously, it's just weird. It just never seemed real from the start. You know, we know AJ's in a position of transition, and they don't want him to have dangerous fights, but they want to keep his name good and make it look like he's trying to have big fights. You know.
So Dillian, our understanding was that AJ was looking for that fight on August the 12th. Your name was the front runner. Now, from our understanding, there was money that was offered to your team. I don't know what that money was. Your team had refused that. Then there was a counter offer come back from Matchroom. You said there's talk about it, and you've not heard from them since. I mean, can you sort of clarify what it was?
There was no offer, no counter offer came from Matchroom. Eddie Hearn even said it himself. That's garbage. He said in an interview, he said that's garbage. I never asked for that money. But we've had one three-line email about the fight. No conversation at all. We've been trying to contact Eddie Hearn for 1 month. Multiple phone calls and email. They just gone missing. I don't know. It's strange. And also, we've responded to the offer, asking them a few normal business questions like, why is the fight in the middle of the holiday season? Why is the fight in the middle of the holiday season when most of the UK goes on holiday around that time of year? And also, why is the fight at the O2? It should be a stadium fight. Wembley or Tottenham or something like this. This is a normal matching for years. This should be the easiest fight. I'm able to get in his head mentally. I'm able to offset him. I'm able to throw his rhythm off. I'm able to drag him into a scrap because we have that energy. We have the history. You understand? So just that alone made me a massive danger for him. And of course, they don't want to risk the
in August. You agreed to it. You agreed to the terms. It's now collapsed. You don't know why, and you haven't heard from Eddie Hearn.
We haven't heard from him at all. You know. We haven't heard from him at all.
Do you feel disrespected by Eddie Hearn?
Yeah, of course I do. Of course I do. Why you throwing my name around and doing 1 million interview about fighting me? We didn't actually negotiate the fight. Why are you talking to people about, we negotiated the fight, Dillian Whyte turned the fight down, and then they spin the narrative that asks for 10 million and 8 million.
Keep it clean. What's your message?
Stop messing about. You know I want to fight. You know I've been trying to fight AJ for 8 years, and you know now is... with what's at stake, I'll fight AJ winner takes all. If they want winner takes all, I'll fight winner takes all. If I lose, they don't need to pay me anything. If he wins, he can take it all. If I win, I take it all. How about that?
And those are the words of Dillian Whyte, his compilation of an interview he had with Talk Sports. And Dillian's pissed. Dillian tells all with Simon Jordan and company that Eddie Hearn has not got back with him in over a month. He sent him an initial offer. They've responded with questions, and the rest is crickets. And let me counterpunch. Me listening to the whole interview, I'll leave the link below so you guys can check out the full interview in its entirety. I just think that Eddie Hearn has got an easier offer and a less risk offer because the reward is not now. The reward is not August 12th. The reward is in December or whatever time that Skills Challenge makes the date. Deontay Wilder is rumored to have signed with Skills Challenge. Usyk has signed with Skills Challenge. So all the big guys in the heavyweight division have signed on to the money end of the deal. Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn and company, 258, they have plans to go to Saudi Arabia to check on the deal. So I think the closer that deal is to be made with Deontay Wilder in a mega fight that includes millions, the less likely Dillian Whyte will ever hear any type of response from Eddie. To me, it's just they have bigger fish to fry. You have a guy that had a mediocre performance against Jermaine Franklin. And then Anthony Joshua had a mediocre defense or performance against Franklin. So it's safe to say performance-wise, these guys are probably not too far apart. However, AJ is still the cash cow. He's still the golden goose. So there really will be no reason for Dillian Whyte to get in there and mess everything up, because Dillian Whyte is better than Jermaine Franklin to a certain degree, has a different style. I do believe Dillian Whyte has what it takes to get under Anthony Joshua's skin. We've heard him do that before when he knocked out Derek Chisora and called him a lanky piece of shit. Anthony Joshua was, of course, livid when hearing this. So there is a chance that Dillian Whyte can do exactly what he says he can do by getting under his skin. Because if someone has that type of impact or make you give you that kind of response, I think Dillian Whyte is maybe onto something. You know, maybe he's too good for his own good at this point of time, because Dillian Whyte's 35. You know, I don't think he has anything to lose. And when you do not have anything to lose, you can be the most dangerous guy in all of boxing. Okay. But nonetheless, he has called out Eddie Hearn. Stop throwing me under the bus. Unfortunately, I agree with Dillian Whyte, but I think the money talks and bullshit runs a marathon. He's not going to hear from Eddie Hearn. You won't hear anything from Eddie Hearn until that deal is made between himself and Deontay Wilder. Okay, and since that is the bigger fish to fry, we won't hear anything else from that guy. You guys heard that they were trying to reach out to him. He's a no-show, and Eddie Hearn is always up for an interview. Because something tells me Eddie loves to be on camera, right? So I think it is what it is with Eddie Hearn. He's getting his star, or one of his star fighters. Actually, now it is his star fighter, since Canelo has went over to PBC for a while and for maybe 2 or 3 fights. So, you know, Anthony Joshua's first priority now. Okay, it goes back to the way it was when Matchroom was Matchroom. Okay, but anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Dillian Whyte. I think because Dillian Whyte has this type of flexible relationship with Eddie Hearn, it also cuts both ways. Okay, you have a fight-by-fight basis with Eddie Hearn, so you won't be first priority like Anthony Joshua, especially when you don't bring in the money. Now, I will say this about Dillian Whyte, okay? Dillian Whyte did help Tyson Fury break the Wembley record, so we cannot forget that for just a second. Okay, we cannot forget that. And I think that Dillian Whyte knows that, definitely. And I think that they're looking elsewhere to have something that they've never had. So if you want something you never had, you got to do something that you never done. So, you know, keep that in mind, guys. You guys tell me what you think about this interview with Dillian Whyte. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.